Hey YouTube, Unholy Kiono here. Now, question. A lot of people are complaining about the latest patch for Warthunder, patch 1.33, especially the bomber pilots. The question I need to ask, and I need to look into, is did patch 1.33 ruin bombing in Warthunder? Yes. Yes, it did. Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, it did. I'll show you why. First of all, it used to cost you absolutely nothing to rearm your plane. To my knowledge, anyway, because I never noticed big, massive rearming bills after a match. As of this patch, where they've changed everything here, it now costs me 710 lions, silver lions, to reload per reload. Once I've dropped all my bombs, it costs me that to reload. Now, don't hold me to this, I'm not sure if I've dropped all 30 bombs, as you can see here, I've got a reload of 30, or if it's per, so like if I drop 12 bombs, does it cost me 710 lions? If it is, which I think it is, it's bullshit because it's an unfair thing for us bomber pilots. Why is it unfair? Well, in this patch, they increased machine gun damage and the kinetic damage of cannons. More often than not, when we bomber pilots, because we start further back and only at like 2,900 meters up, by the time we get to an optimal bombing height of like 5,000, 6,000 meters, we already have a swarm of Messerschmitts, of Yak 52s, of every plane you can think of up there waiting for us. And once they get around behind you or in front of you, they'll just kill you. Like I was playing it earlier, got into a perfect bombing run on a convoy of medium tanks, and I was just about to start hitting the spacebar to drop my bombs. Killed. Half a second, the first flicker of damage, I flipped over. My gunners weren't even shooting it. I noticed at the bottom, target in dead zone. Target in dead zone. He was right behind. Right, if you notice, my belly gunner there, and the tail gunner underneath. If I was flying straight, the enemy was down here somewhere. Perfect view for me underneath gunner. Nope, target was in the dead zone. 2 hits. My tail was blown off. Everything from here backwards blown off within half a second. This was a Yak 1B that came up behind me with his cannons, just boof boof, dead. The amount of times you get an enemy fighter come at you from above, up and above, down like this, and take out your pilot in one hit is bullshit. The amount of times I've been flying there, just getting into optimal bombing height, boof, pilot dead, down I go. It's a problem with fighters and bombers galore. Like the pilots and the gunners these days just seem to be like narcoleptic fuckers. It's like, yep, okay, bombing height and I'm asleep. Down they go. The main problem I have is there's barely any targets for us because what our jobs can be done by fighters and by heavy fighters. Like, heavy fighters and all that, they can carry rockets. My blah blah blah. My Hurricane Mark II has rockets on it. He can take out heavy tanks. Which leaves, what's the point in me bringing out my bomber if the fighters can do my jobs for me? But I enjoy bombing. I enjoy getting up to that height and just bombing the crap out of things below me. Can't do it. Because the enemies can just outclimb me. They can outgun me. Even if I have a fighter escort, one stray cannon round can literally blow my plane to pieces. Vitality of my gunners, they're not great. I mean, alright, let's go to my British plane, my British bomber. I bought premium and I had a lot of money left over, so I completely buffed up the vitality of my gunners and my pilot. They're still getting taken out in 1 or 2 hits. What bombs am I carrying? 18 £250 bombs. I want to get the 9 £500 bombs just for shits and giggles. As you can see, it costs me 1,000 silver lions to reload. We just get outclimbed, we just get outgunned by everything. Yeah, apparently we have massive health pools. That may be so, but when your modules are weak as paper, wet paper might I add, it just completely throws it off. They tried to balance out the weak pilots constantly getting knocked out by making it that planes with 2 pilots actually have 2 pilots. Doesn't make a difference. We're still getting knocked out of the sky, no bother. So I'm using universal, blah blah blah. So I'm going to take out my Wellington for a test run, and I'm going to show you. Oh, okay. I am now rank 8 in the Soviet Air Force. Thank you, that's a bit delayed. My Yak 90 and a dive bomber and a dive bomber. Not a fan of dive bombers. So I'm going to take up my Wellington now, and I'm just going to record an entire match and just show you how hard it is for us bombers to actually do our jobs. Enjoy. Right, so this match has only just started. As you can see, the altitude I start at 3,000, basically 3,400 meters. I start too far back from everyone. I start behind the airfield. They need to make it so that bombers start the same height, same location as the fighters, but at like 4,000 to 5,000 meters up. Because by the time we get to the targets, the fighters have done our jobs for us and taken everything out. But then I still enjoy playing the bombers, regardless, because the thought is, it's hard to explain. I just love bombing, even if it does take me half hour to get to the bloody target. Alright, this BF-110. Is he going after my targets? No, he's not. So, I'm going to fast forward it a bit here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep climbing. I'm going to try and get to about 4,000 meters. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is for us to get taken out. As you can see, the Beaufighter is climbed up to us. The Yak 7 and the Lag 3 climbing up. Ju-87, P3, Su-2. See that bomber there? What was that? Oh look. Okay. Yeah, you know, good job guys, just waste all your ammunition. So the AI as well is just a bunch of dribbling idiots on for our gunners. They just waste ammo on absolutely everything. Also, another thing, the 250 kilogram bomb, I'm going to show you now, splash damage is pathetic on this thing. And not only is the splash damage pathetic, which was nerfed in an earlier patch, I'm not sure which number patch. Right. So the BF-110 is coming up behind me. Let's see how fast he takes me out. All those shots into him, and he's no critical damage, nothing. Now, I've got universal ammo here. I should be doing major damage to him. I'm not getting any hit markers. I'm getting the hit markers, yes, but I'm not getting any points for bloody hitting him. There we go. Come on, how many shots does it take to knock someone out? Alright, you saw how many shots it took. And he's still flying strong. All those hits, all those markers, and this is the problem. Our guns are weak as shit. I mean, look. All those bombs I put down. Let's see. Let's see what I managed to take out. 2. Why? Because the splash damage of our bombs is weak as shit. The enemy AI down below sees bombs coming down. They're like, off the road. And you can't do fuck all. Going to show you a match now in the IL4 because blah blah blah. That pissed me off. The amount of shots I put to that BF-109. Nothing. So here I am, IL4. IL4 seems to have a... Fuck, my game's just minimised. It just depends on what map you start with for the starting altitude. 4,000 metres. Still not high enough. You need to start at like 5,000 to 6,000 metres in bombers. So, as you can see, the massive fighters have all spawned before me. And most of them will have killed all the heavy tanks with all their bombs and all that shit before I get anywhere near. But then, now that I'm actually recording, everyone seems to have gone left for all the targets. I guarantee if I hadn't been recording, everyone would have gone for my targets. It's good being up in the clouds though, because, like I said, the enemy cannot see you until you're really close. All of these people down here have been spotted because of my... bloody hell, wall of tanks there. Alright, so... how many of these tanks are going to still be alive by the time I get there? I guarantee you not many. I mean, look, I'm only just passing over my airfield now. While that lag 3 on our team is just ripping all the enemy to pieces. Now, is this AA moving? Yes, it is. See, I can't tell where the bloody road is. But, sod it. Let's drop bombs. Here. And somebody's on my arse. So, IL-4, oh, it's a bomber, and a Blenheim, 2 bombers actually. Now, let's have a look where my bombs go. Remember what I said about the AI dodging left and right? I mean, look at that AI there. If you look, he's driving up the hill. And if you saw that there, all those bombs that landed on top of all the targets there, and all I got was hits. 1 target destroyed. Pathetic. And that cost me like 780 lions, and I didn't get that much for it, more than likely. They really do need to lower the value. I was actually expecting to have had like loads of enemy fighters with me already, but like I said, I'm recording, so no, they're not. If I hadn't been recording, I'd have been shot down by now. Such is the curse of the YouTuber, hey? When you're trying to record shit for your videos, you can't get the footage you want. When you don't want the footage, you can get it. Right, let's see what these last bombs do. And then I'm going to go on to the stats for my last game. Anyone round? Nope. See what I mean? Look, the fighters can just take everything out before you can. It's what pisses me off. Heavy tanks get taken out by fighters left, right and centre, leaving us bombers to be absolutely useless. They really need to make targets. Like, there's been a lot of suggestions. Like, the airbase is like practically the only viable bit of income we bombers can actually get. There's been talk on the forums, like, give us factories to bomb where you need bombers, so people need to escort the bombers to take out the factories and that. Give us cities to bomb. Some of your maps are big enough. I see you. Some of the maps are big enough so they can stick in objectives for bombers other than these fucking moving ground targets that get taken up by the fighters before we can get anywhere near them. Gonna unleash a salvo on this airfield here and show you that it's like this is the only viable way we can actually make credits. Now it's just a case of climbing and waiting for my bombs to hit. This takes a long time. It's the problem with high altitude bombing. Now unfortunately it doesn't actually... See, 250 kilogram bomb got me a fair few points there. But it's not... Unless you flying around with 500 kilogram bombs, it's not a great source of income. Anyway, on to the scores of the last match. By the way, for that match with my Wellington, this is the score screen. I swapped over to my fighters, and let's have a look. I took down 11 players, 2 ground targets was all I took out. And I cannot believe I did not take down that BF-109 with the amount of hits I put into him with my Wellington Bomber's rear tail gunner. It's pathetic. What did I unlock? Spitfire, engine throttle, fuel from the Spitfire. Spitfire race. Spitfire race. Spitfire Mark 1 and Spitfire Mark 1. Wait, why does Spitfire Race and Spitfire Race 3 both have the same amount of player shot down? Battle against other players, player aircraft. So I'm supposed to shoot down at other Spitfires? I don't get that. Pitiful reward. So, yeah, bombing, very minimal income. Like, ground targets. I got 2... But then again, no, that's actually not too bad. Look, surface units destroyed, 2. I got 2,355 Silver Lions for that. But for 11 aircraft destroyed, I only got 7,965. But then you get a lot of that experience, and that would have come from the Wellington. Yeah, see how much experience I got my Wellington bomber from shooting at that BF-109. Ah, dear. So, damage from the bombers needs buffing up ever so slightly, because as you saw, the amount of shots I put into that fucker, and nothing. So, bombers, as I said in the video, they need their starting altitude increase. They need to start forwards with the fighters at fighter. So, say if this line here is where the fighters start, the bombers start way back here in the map. They need to start the same line or a line just behind the fighters. Did I actually check the cost of rearming? See, I only released one set of bombs there. It cost me 1,000 to resupply that all. Which is pretty bad. Anyway, this is Unholy Kyono, signing out.